So, hi fellas, today we're going to talk about card fiction, which is an amazing book, and it's very hot here. So, let's get into it. Okay, the book is about 100 pages long, contains 7 performance pieces with an ordinary deck of cards, and all 7 of them are really difficult. Every trick uses a different principle to achieve the effect, from a memorized deck, from mathematical principles, maybe a crimp card, as well as card cheating techniques. So the first effect of the book is called finger flicker, which is like any card with any number, but with way more visual. For example, the spectator calls a number of cards, and then once a number is called, then you kick the deck with only one finger, and a portion of the deck comes flying upward out of the deck. And that portion will be exactly the number called. As a second demonstration, you do that again with more cards, and as a climax, you have the spectator select a card, they shuffle the deck all they want, you take the deck back, and you give it just another flick with the finger, and you find their selection. And that's the first trick. Okay, so second effect of the book, Master of the Mess. It is a triumph effect. You will be needing a good use of the Pharaoh Shuffle to achieve this effect. Other than that, I don't think you're going to find it very difficult, but it has a lot of nuances that you need to take care of. What you need to be doing is shuffle the two halves face up and face down. After you do 1, 2, 3 of those shuffles, you show the deck completely, that it's completely mixed, and the spectator chooses a card you don't see. You turn your back to them, they choose a card, and then they put it back in the deck. So, and then you return. So you haven't touched the deck at all, the card could be anywhere, and you grab the deck in your hands, do a couple more shuffles, so the deck is face up and face down, snap the fingers, all fixed, and the only card that is face up is their selection. Okay, then we have color sense, which is another effect. It is a fast cue effect. So after the spectator shuffles the cards, he takes the deck, hides it under the table, and you will tell him what color is the card next. If the spectator is holding the deck below the table, and you tell him, take the top card, this will be a red one. He takes it, throws it on the table, it is a red one. And you can keep doing that. So basically what that is a real memorization technique. Okay, then we'll have high noon. High noon is an effect where a selected card appears on the spectator's watch while you play a guessing game with the spectator. Be careful not to steal the card from him. He's focused on that, and you can, while he's focused on that, make the card appear under his watch, even though it was at play the whole time. I have to warn you, this effect uses a duplicate. Okay. Later we'll have Cincinnati Pit, which is an excellent effect. It is a card cheating demonstration where the spectators shuffle the deck, which is awesome because you ask the spectators, what is, give me a number between 1 and 10. They will say 6, and you will take all the 6s outside of the deck. You will show them, put them back in the deck, give the deck 2 shuffles, and you will deal the 6s in the third player. However, the fourth player will get the aces, the third player will get the queens, and the first player will get the kings. So you have stacked each hand on the table, and the deck has been shuffled by the spectators. Then we have triple countdown. So there are 3 selections, 3 different selections, but they're actually the same. It utilizes this plot with the use of the second deal, which is nice. And so all 3 spectators come to think of the same card, even though everybody thinks that they saw a different card. And it has very unique ways of finding the cards without them knowing that their cards are actually the other people's cards. And then we have Unforgettable. Here's an effect that requires a stack deck, memorized one, The variation it describes here does not require you to memorize more than 13 chords. For example, it's a 3-phase routine. On the first phase, after everybody shuffling the parts of the deck and you put them together, and then you breeze through the deck very fast. You will memorize, pretending to memorize the deck. So after you do that, they choose a card, you put it back in, they put it back in the deck, and then you can turn and see the deck. Once you see the deck, you take the card they thought of and you find it. And as a climax, he deals a bridge hand to 4 people. In bridge hand, everybody gets 13 cards, and then you start naming all the cards that are in the third spectator's hand as a climax. And this way you can actually tell the spectators how this memorization could be useful. So you also leave them with that. And that pretty much sums it up. 7 tricks with an ordinary deck of cards, card fictions by Pit Hartling. Now some final thoughts I would like to give for the book. This is a book for the advanced magician, no doubt. There are only 7 tricks, but you can spend months on some of those. Why would you buy a book with only 7 tricks, you might ask? I would say that if you want to learn new ideas and stuff like that, enrich your knowledge, get better, go learn techniques, maybe this is not a good book for that, because he doesn't explain the techniques. You just gotta know them, and also it doesn't have much quantity. Why you would buy this book? Because you want to have a routine, to add it in your repertoire. There are some routines here, for example, finger flicker from here has been done by David Blaine, for example. So there are people, famous magicians, who have taken Pit Hartling's routines because they're very, very, very well constructed magician foolers. And the degree of difficulty, it's usually high, very high with Pit Hartling. And he understands the concept of making a good effect and distancing the method from the effect. So these seven tricks, I believe buying this book, you will get at least 1 or 2 that you will regularly perform, given that you're willing to put the time in and learn those tricks. So, thank you for watching.